I have started in webcam industry 16 years ago, and I started as a model. But then I developed as a studio trainer and co-owner of the studio. When I was 19, I wanted to find something that I can make fast money with, and I didn't expect I would love it so much and I would stay in the industry for 16 years. But when I tried, I just went into it, and I loved it. I started to develop myself as a model, and I became top model, and I made a lot of money. I have bought apartment for myself. Like 16 years ago, it was totally different industry, totally different business. It was not so common, not so popular, but for me it was very big thing. I enjoyed being a model, and then I also started to share my experience with other models, and then long story started. I can say that, like, I work with Live Jasmine 16 years already. Wow. I remember when Live Jasmine started, and it was totally different. I remember it was so booming in the industry because they offered very good price. But it's interesting to see how Live Jasmine changed from positioning itself like the cheap campsite to the premium luxury campsite.
I'm curious, you've been in the industry for 16 years. That is such a long time. And it tells me that you've really found value in this career and this industry. As a model, what is it about that career that kept you for so long? What is it that you loved so much about it?
Like what you said in the beginning, it's about connection. Yes, this is what I find fascinating in this industry, that you can, that model and user can have the special way of connection which you can't have anywhere. Also, it's about that you can try to become all kind of archetypes, all kind of roles.
You mentioned that the model gets to try all different types of archetypes of roles. Do you feel like that ability to try on these different roles and express yourself in these unique ways helped you to get to know yourself as a woman?
Of course. It gives possibility to learn yourself, to it calls self-actualization, to understand yourself, to learn, to understand, to feel yourself, to understand emotions, and of course, understand emotions of other people. Yeah, it's a very deep experience.
Yeah, absolutely. You've transitioned from a model to now a business owner. I want to talk a little bit about how modeling gave you that foundation to be able to make whatever you want in your life happen.
Yes. At the moment, I own two companies, and one of them is a studio for models, and the other one is Models Guide. It's an online school for cam models. And our mission is empowering models by providing them professional education. And I started this company 2 years ago. 10 years I'm developing a studio. Around 6 years I was a model. So it's a kind of big experience. But I always felt in myself this urge to organize things, to make plan, to go by plan, to and to share my experience. When I started studio. The main thing I was doing is training models and sharing experience. I got this idea, like I could give webinars, I could give consultations, and I could make some courses. And this is how I started my training company, because I had experience with Live Jasmine before, and I know everything about this website. It's a premium webcam site, premium platform. I think it can give a model all the values what webcam modeling can give, and empower her, and make her feel independent, like independent businesswoman. Even a model is a businesswoman. So when model starts her modeling career, she is a businesswoman, because she has a product, she has her online brand, online personality. She needs to promote it and make sales.
I think that's something that a lot of people that are not in the industry, they miss that. They don't get that, how much work and how much entrepreneurship, even on the model's end, there is. Like you said, they have brands, you know, these
Yes.
are brands. It's kind of like definitely models on platforms like Jasmine, and even, you know, influencers on Instagram or social media. These people, more or less, most of the time, are business people. You have to construct a digital business. And I think because it's such a new style of business, it's not really traditional, like what people are used to, they miss the fact that it is still a business. And I think you really put into words really well that picture.
Yes, and this is what I teach models and studios, that model is entrepreneur, and doesn't matter if she's working at home or for studio, she is a businesswoman, and studio is just a service provider, and she is paying to the studio for the services.
What does it take to be a top model?
Well, it takes a lot of work. I just worked 12 hours every day. 1 day per week was off, and the rest is work, hard working hours, and every day, through many months, and then you can become a top. Of course, it's not just, but that what was my thing. That what brought me to the top. I didn't have anything special in myself, like my English was average. I didn't have big life experience. I have cute face, but I think my power is hardworking at that moment. I also didn't know much about modeling. I learned everything myself. Now, of course, when I teach models, I tell them about brand, how to create brand, how to highlight from the other models, because now the competition is much higher, and the hardworking is not enough. You need to create content which will sell. You need to know sales. You need to know how to present yourself, how to make members pay you. And it's a big science.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's interesting because all the models and former models and studio owners that I've talked to, one thing that I'm really learning and I can see is that success on platforms like Jasmine and in this industry come from knowing yourself and your strengths and then running with those strengths. And everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. Like you said, what made you a top model was you're a hard worker. So you knew that you can work hard, like you're capable of putting in 12 hours a day, and that makes you go to the top because that's your strength. But that's not going to be every model's strength. Some girls just can't do the 12 hours a day, you know, but whatever their strength is, that's what they need to capitalize on and run with. I love that. I love that because what that tells me is that this industry really can cater to anyone if you just get smart about it and strategic. And like you said, build your brand.
Yes, yes. What you just said, it's a SWOT analysis. Like every brand has a SWOT analysis, the weaknesses and strengths and possibilities of the brand, the same for the model.
Wow. What I'm loving too is in this industry, this is something else that I think just does not get talked about enough, is that within the industry, there is a lot of support for the models and the people in the industry. Maybe if the models know where to look, like there's your business where you're training the models, you're giving webinars. There are studios where that's their job, is to make sure the models are successful. And not every industry has that, where you can just go to almost anywhere and gain support and the education to be successful. I really love that.
Yes, I think it's it's also a needed thing, because the opinion of sociality about the webcam business is like it's working adult, and you don't need to know anything. You just can go on cam and show nudity, and then you make a lot of money. But it's not how it's working. And when people are coming, they coming to the industry without any skills, and they think they will make easy money. And this is where the support is needed, because we need to explain these people, these potential models, how it works and what exactly they should do to become successful.
What would you say is the main difference between Jasmine and other sites that are on the market today?
Well, when I explain to models or studios what is the difference between Jasmine and other sites, it's like Playboy and other magazines.
I love it. Yeah, that's wonderful. So Jasmine is like that top level brand in the industry.
Yes.
And the most well-known.
Yes, yes, but also like it has own rules, it has own style. It's not too pornographic. It's glamour. So I think the Playboy is a good comparison.
I want to know why your partner with Jasmine is important to you. Like, what benefits does this partnership bring to your business?
First of all, it's a brand which relate with my values, with my mission and vision of the companies. We think the same, that model is entrepreneur, that she can become independent, that webcam is a lifestyle. And I spoke many times with managers from Jasmine on summits, and so many presentations of the Live Jasmine, and it relates 100% with what I do. Also, it gives very good profit to the studio. I work with several platforms, not exclusively with Live Jasmine, but I can tell you that 80% of income comes from Live Jasmine and 20% from other platforms.
Wow. So it's a huge part of your business.
Yes, yes. I can say the Live Jasmine is a main partner for our studio.
What I like about my interview with you is you're just showing how brilliant and savvy people in this industry really are, and the fact that you were a model, you took that knowledge and that foundation and you built a whole other business, 2 other businesses, and it's really inspiring to hear.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love to share my experience, because when I work in my routine, in my everyday life, I'm forgetting that I am in industry for so much long, and I achieved so much, but now I can share it and I can remember it myself, and I get more motivated. Models should have quality. They should have certain skills. They should have also good appearance, of course, everyone is beautiful, but there's unspoken standards in life jasmine, and it's I would use word glamour. Like if you hot, sexy, glamour girl, then you have more chances than, for example, like girl next door. I don't know. Live jasmine is, for me, is very easy to understand. There are special algorithms which we use, and if model follows them, she can become a good earning model. If she wants to become a top model, of course, she needs to give more effort to this job, seeing how to interact with the members, how to make them pay for you, how to make them in love with you, how to make them come back with you, because like 80% of income comes from regulars, and model needs to know how to make those regulars stay with her for many years.
That says a lot when 80% of your income is coming from regular people that are coming back to you. That is, I think, kind of what we had touched on earlier, which is connection. Can you facilitate and create an authentic connection with this other human being?
In my trainings for models, this is the main study, how to make members your regulars.
I want to ask you, as a studio owner, you're seeing so many different models, and I can only imagine that you've seen a lot of models' lives change very quickly. Is there a story that stands out to you of a model who joined your studio or trained with you and her life turned around for the better very quickly, either through financial freedom or independence or whatever it may be?
Of course, you can become financially independent and make enough money for everything what you need and want. But what is special for me, of course, it's not allowed to exchange contacts, but in my experience with working with the models, I have 4 models who got married with their members. Of course, their work stopped after this, but this is how they ended up after working as a model.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
In your time as a model, did you ever have a really special connection with a member?
Yes, I mostly had like a very good connection and long online relationship with my members. But I have one member who I'm still friends with till now, and we know each other more than 10 years. And this is a very good connection.
They say that if someone remains in your life for 10 years or more, almost guaranteed that will be a lifelong friend.
It's true.
I love hearing stories like that you just shared, that you have a member that to this day you're still friends with. Because it shows again the authenticity of the relationships that are formed. And I think that is a misunderstanding outside of the industry, is that, oh, this is just an adult site and this and that, but it's so much deeper. I love when I get to interview someone like you who has so much knowledge about the industry. What would you say has been the biggest joy or value or freedom that the industry has brought into your life?
When I started as a model, I could afford to buy apartment in Ukraine. I lived in Ukraine before, but later I also could afford to move to another country, to Europe, to a country with a higher level of style. I can have a good quality life. It also it's all because of webcam, because this is the for the last 16 years it's my income. I can provide for my family. I have a daughter. I support my mom. Now when war started in Ukraine, my mom moved to Prague as well. So I support her because she's retired. She can't work. I traveled the world. I love traveling. This is my main value, I think, because I saw this world. But most important, I have something that I love to do, and it's my business.
I think that's so important. I've interviewed models and studio owners, and so far, the one thing that I've heard repeatedly is that this is a career that they really love. I was told one time, in life, you need three things: something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. And I think when you love what your something to do is, it makes life really enjoyable, because then you always have something to look forward to, whether it's building your business or just, you know, sometimes when you really love your work, you wake up in the morning and you're like, yay, like I'm so excited that I get to go do this today, you know? And I think that that's it's a really simple pleasure, but an important pleasure in life.
Yes, yes. It almost doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, and that's such a blessing.
Yes, it's really rewarding. Yes.
Aw.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, and that actually leads me to my final question. I love to know, what's something in your life right now that you're the most grateful for?
For my family, they're all healthy and happy, and we are together. We are safe.
I agree. That's really beautiful. And I love what you said earlier too about the fact that your career has given you the ability to help support your family and to make sure that they're comfortable and safe. And I think that's really beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And thank you too, because I really enjoyed giving the interview, really enjoyed talking about it. I wish you good luck and success with the project. And I hope we can meet each other maybe one day on the summits or whenever.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yes.
Thank you so much.